All right, Sagittarius, welcome to your weekly horoscope for April 27th through May 3rd. My name is Athen. So let's go and have a look at your chart this week. We've got the full moon here on the 3rd on Sunday, the end of the week here in your 11th house. And this is going to be the unfoldment of the week, because when we come into the week, we're over here in this first quarter phase from your 9th house, then your 10th house, 11th house, and we have that full moon in the 11th. So essentially what this is it's a culmination point of this lunar cycle. It's also a culmination point of the past 6 months relating to things involving groups, friends, community-related things, ideals, scientific things, technology, your visions. And so whatever that is for you personally, this can be a culmination time if you've been working on anything in that area or been involved with anything in that area over the past 6 months in particular. But also a culmination point of a lot of this new beginning with the 5th house. And this is really where the emphasis is, especially for the first 3 quarters of the week until we get to that full moon, where we still have a lot of aspects involving that 5th house of yours. We had the new moon in the 5th, which is about enjoyment, it's about creativity, it's about fun, it's about passion, it's about zest. And so whatever these new projects you're involved with about self-expression or creativity, anything you enjoy that really you're passionate about, that's what this whole lunar cycle is about. So that is the whole lunar cycle, but it's also being aspected by some very important planets this week, in the beginning of the week in particular. On Monday through Wednesday, we have this Neptune and Chiron over here in your 3rd house, making a lot of aspects up to your 5th and your 6th house. On Monday, we have Mars sextiling Chiron. Then on Tuesday and Wednesday, we have that same Chiron squaring up to your Venus in the 6th. And then on Wednesday, that Neptune's going to be sextiling your Sun. So really activating this 5th house. And so the key here, and I think the greatest advice I can give you for Monday through Wednesdays, there are opportunities. There's also challenges with the square involving this 3rd house. So the 3rd house for you with Neptune and Chiron there has been about going with the flow in terms of your communications, going with the flow in terms of how you're thinking. You know, Neptune in the 3rd is seeing that while there is this scientific, very practical part of life, in order to really connect to it and understand it and to get the most out of it is to flow with it. And that's the Neptune showing you it's your mind, basically. It's having that sort of outside perspective, that non-attached perspective, that surrendering perspective in terms of observing the mind, allowing the mind to do its thing without being identified with it. And this is also on the day-to-day level as well. 3rd house is it's correspondence, it's communications, it's synergy, all these things, so flowing with that level as well. So I think it's been very healing. I think it's been very tranquil. And so Monday through Wednesday, with all of that aspect energy from your 3rd house, it's supporting you. All right, so I think bringing that into the early part of the week in regards to the thoughts and communications, surrendering, and that being a healing process can be very assisting for you this week. Relating to these 5th house matters, but also relating to the 6th house, which is where you do have some emphasis in the early part of the week. You're going to have Venus there, so there's been this enjoyment for the past few weeks and still this week to enjoy the routine, enjoy the health, enjoy taking care of things on a day-to-day level. And then when Thursday comes around, that Mercury is going to go into the 6th. So there is this shift midweek in terms of things being still very much about self-expression, but I think you won't be thinking about it as much. There's still that emphasis there because the Sun and Mars are there, but thinking about things from around Thursday, give or take a couple days, because it's a subtle energy, that transition going into the 6th house. And that's where a lot is going to start to unfold for you, as Mars and then the Sun and all these faster planets go into your 6th. So that's the taking care of stuff, the health, the routine, the diet. So I think your mind will naturally be thinking more about that. I think more and more your day-to-day correspondence and activities will be involving organization and taking care of those matters from Thursday onward as well. So again, though, assisting you when you go with the flow in that particular area as well, especially Tuesday and Wednesday. Then we don't have any major aspects between Thursday and Saturday, but we do have an important and challenging aspect Saturday and Sunday. We've got Mercury. Once he goes into that 6th house, he's going to be opposed by Saturn. So a lot of this balancing this week. So balancing here, again, where you might be thinking about the day-to-day stuff in the health, just balance that with a lot of this discipline that maybe you've been putting into relating to tranquility, relating to relaxation, to health, to spirit, to connecting to source, to God, to the universe. That's been Saturn transiting that 12th house. So taking that stuff seriously, bringing that into the 6th house, because that's the thing, isn't it? These two houses are opposed because the 6th house is very practical, very real, very mundane. And the 12th house is very spiritual, non-attached, and letting go. So you want to bring in that non-attached spiritual energy into the day-to-day activities, and through that presence and flow, and then you find that balance, you find that harmony. And you can have a tremendous amount of discipline to get things done with an opposition. You just have to be willing to bring in those Saturnian elements of discipline into the 6th house related matters. So I think where it's been very easy, there's been a lot of enjoyment with the 6th house. I think this is a reminder around Saturday and Sunday to bring in the long-term, grounded elements to the 6th and take that seriously over the weekend in a balanced way. Make sure you're still getting enough rest and relaxation and taking care of the day-to-day stuff. And then, of course, the full moon is about balance as well. So that's going to be, that balance between the 5th house and the 11th house. So the key here with the 11th is as the week unfolds, and especially around Sunday, there's this awareness of groups, community, things larger than self, your ideals. And so reflect on that, because the moon is going to be full at this time. And like I said, it can be a culmination of those things, but it's also an awareness of seeing that part of your life. Friends, technology, all these 11th house matters. So Sagittarius, I hope you guys have a fantastic time. If you're new to this form of astrology, sidereal, do check the link down below, because it is different from the other forms of astrology. Also, if you'd like a personal reading looking at how these planets aspect your personal planets, do check out the website as well. And yeah, have a fantastic time. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll talk to you next time. Take care.